Hey folks, if you're a celebrator of Christmas, I wish you happy Christmas. I'm not really a Christmas person myself, though I do hypocritically enjoy the trappings of Christmas in terms of the food and the films and the cartoons because I'm a big kid at heart. Anyway, let's move the nicety to one side because this is a very serious video. Now, I don't normally do this, but because of the severity of this subject, I would like you to not necessarily subscribe. I don't really care about subscriptions, but I would like you to share this video in particular with men who are over the age of 45, preferably 50, over 50, but let's be generous and say 45 because I am talking about the serious subject of prostate cancer. Now, for those of you who have never seen my previous videos, yeah, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer back in 2 years ago. I'm 56 years old now, and I'm happy to say that the operation went well, and I'm recovered really well. Without sounding big-headed, despite that, I'm still physically fitter than the average man. I'm a pro dancer. I work as an entertainer. I'm very capable of doing very advanced dance tricks, hence my fitness. I had radiotherapy last July. This is 2019 now, so I'm happy to say I had zero side effects. I had no side effects. I only put that down to my fitness. But I'm not here to brag about myself. I'm just kind of using myself as a reference point. But let's move on. Why am I making this video? Now, this video is aimed specifically at men who are in the UK. Now, this is something you may come across. This may be something you're going through, but it's for your benefit. This is why I'm making this video. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with my other videos, I made videos on my start of my journey and various videos giving advice about the different aspects of the radical prostatectomy procedure, the before and after, right? So I will leave the links in the video description so you can see for yourself. But today I want to talk about the before and after care of the NHS. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the NHS. I appreciate them even existing in the UK, and I'm well aware that the NHS is undermanned and overworked. So that would be the reasons for some of, if you want to, when I use the word failings, I'm say that in inverted commas. I don't really say they're failings as such, but what's the word I'm looking for? Where things can improve. So I want to talk about the before and after care with prostate cancer treatment, in particular radical prostatectomy. That's where you have your prostate removed. Now, I'm only going by my own personal experience. If you've been through this procedure already and you've had a better experience, all power to you, and just leave your comments as such. So I'm only talking about my personal experience. So just in case you come across the same experience as me, I want to give you some heads up. Okay, so diagnosed in 2017 and had to have the radical prostatectomy. I wasn't advanced, but I was in the middle. So at a precaution's sake, they removed my prostate. The resulting in about 100 days of incontinence, in terms of I kept on leaking water, I had to wear pads and stuff. It stopped after 100 days. And I'm still recovering from the lack of erectile strength. So for each guy, it's going to be different. For some guys, they get their natural erection back after 18 months. It's been 2 years for me now, and it's only now I'm really starting to see, where my strength is coming back without the pills. I will talk about the pills in a second. So it's only 2 years later I could really see, yes, I'm on the way. I'm definitely on the way. I'm going to coach you about all this. Anyway, like I said, I'm giving you a heads up, okay? So let's pass the stage of the incontinence, because that's something you're going to have to go through, right? So you're going to have to wear pads, and eventually that will stop. Okay. So let's talk about the most important bit as a man, the sex life, the erection. Okay. So when I looked up videos on YouTube in terms of urologists in America and urologists in Australia, I realized what I was lacking as a result of the NHS. In the US and Australia, when a man's about to have his radical prostatectomy, they give him assignments, they give him tasks. They say, right, I want you to achieve, 3 erections a week. I want you to take these tablets to strengthen your muscles. So when you do have the operation, you're not going to be as weak as if you didn't. I didn't have none of that. None of that at all. And after the aftercare that Americans and the Australians get is they really emphasize on trying to get them back to the point they were before they had the operation. So they emphasize on the point of stimulating yourself and making sure you at least get attempt to get 1 erection per week, and with the pills, and they monitor you and see, what you react best to, whether you react to vacuum pump or pills or whatever. So this is something that I did not receive here in the UK from the NHS. The best I got was after a few months, they said, right, we're going to put you on tablets such as Cialis. It's a stronger version of Viagra. So I got prescribed onto that. And where my actual surgery let me down, they didn't tell me that I had to apply for a medical card, right? So basically, the long and short of it was I was paying for my prescription when I didn't need to pay for it. Let's see if I get my medical card out. Now, in case this happens to you, right? So let's say you've had the operation, and we're into 3-4 months, maybe 5 months, and you're ready for your Cialis tablets. Important that you speak to your doctor, your surgeon. You say, I need to make an application form for a medical card. With this medical card means you do not have to pay for your prescription. My doctors unfortunately didn't tell me this. So I was paying for my prescription for a good month or so when I didn't need to. So heads up number 1, right? You get free prescription for the rest of your life for the tablet pills, right? Because they took away your prostate they took away your prostate, so they're going to give you something as a compensation, right? So that's that. So the only aftercare I had received and have received from my urologist, NHS, is, so how's the erection going? And I will say, well, it's improved a bit or whatever, and that's it. Nothing else. No guidance, no advice or anything like that. It was only because I've worked in the entertainment business. Now, I'm going to be straight up. I've done a bit of time as a male stripper, and one of the things male strippers do to get ready to go on stage to show their penis in front of the women is they use a vacuum pump to get them ready, because contrary to female public belief, they think that a man would get aroused when he's naked in front of fully clothed women, which is bullshit. It's bullshit, but that's the way how women think. Maybe they read too much women's magazines, but that is not the case. With us men, if anything, the reverse will happen. The guy will go on stage, especially if he's new to it, he'll get nervous and his dick will get even smaller. So a vacuum pump is the quickest way, either from jerking yourself off, get yourself ready, and you tie yourself off with either a cock ring or an elastic band or a woman's tight to maintain the blood in your penis so it looks like it's erect. I'll come to that in a minute. But some women, they think that a cock ring is to stop a man coming when he's on stage. I'm sorry, women. Some of you are so dumb. It's unbelievable. And we're not talking about teenagers who are under the age of 18. We're talking big grown adult women who's had kids, who should know a man's sexuality better. But some of you women are so dumb. It's incredible how dumb you really are when it comes to knowing how a man's sexuality works. And it's your duty to know how a man is turned on. Hence probably why so many men cheat, because they're probably tied up with the wrong woman who knows nothing about how to get a man over the edge. But that's another subject for another day. So let's move on. So where were we? So that's the aftercare that I've received from the NHS. So I'm going to give you the heads up. So let's say you've got to the point now, they're gonna start giving you Cialis tablets, and you're about 5-6 months in after your operation. Number one, jerk off as much as you can. All right, this is not for pleasure. This is something to get you need to stimulate your muscles. You need to get the blood flow. You need to get the muscle going back. Use it or lose it. Right. Find your best porn, whatever turns you on. If you're not with a woman who's open-minded, because some women are selfish as fuck. You know, I've got one or two friends with benefits, and one of them is a letdown. She's lazy as fuck. Well, she's got improved a little bit, but she's quite lazy, and she expects me to do all the work, and that's why I have no problems putting my dick elsewhere. I have no issues, because I have no plans to marry her, certainly not after what she's shown me. And if you're lumber with the wrong woman like that, she will do you no favors. You need to be with someone who knows that you need to be stimulated, and you need to get your nuts off, right? So a lazy lover is no good to you. I hope you're not with the wrong wife. I don't want to tell you to cheat, but you're going to have to make some other arrangements, get some porn or something. Anyway, so that's number one. Number two, the vacuum pump. Invest in a vacuum pump. I'm away on a family visit right now, but if you watch my other videos, it shows you how to use a vacuum pump. I will make another video later on about how to use a vacuum pump. That is very essential. Vacuum pump, because at least, okay, it's not as good as your natural erection, but at least you're going to get some. While you're recovering, you're getting some. That's very important, because if you ain't getting some and your dick don't go hard and your dick can't go hard, that could line you up for some depression. Depression could lead to suicide. We don't want that, right? So invest in a vacuum pump, right? So another thing that my urologist, excuse me, I speak a little bit fast sometimes, didn't tell me and didn't inform me about. One of the side effects of having your prostate removed is sexual incontinence. Now I couldn't figure, every time I had a sexual thought, I got aroused, I would leak. And a lot of people say, oh, it's pre-cum. But it isn't pre-cum, because you can't produce semen when you've had your prostate out. So it's not pre-cum, it's actually a bit of fluid and a bit of urine when you get aroused. Now, I had to learn this off YouTube. One of the best ways around this is, one, if you know you're going to get some later on tonight, whether, try and empty your bladder, or try not to drink too much water for the next few hours. Or use a ring, either a cock ring, or what I do, I haven't got an example here. I get a woman's pair of tights, cut it so it's quite it's long with quite elasticy, and I tie a little bow round the end of my dick, and I tie a little knot, and you pull it, and not too tight, but pull it enough so it stops any sort of flow. This is before you use the vacuum pump. So while you're getting aroused, it does stop leakage. If it doesn't stop leakage, it really reduces it. So a ring round your dick during moments of passion will solve the sexual incontinence. Eventually it will stop. I mean, I'm noticing my sexual incontinence is getting less, but it's still happening. But again, the NHS may not tell you this, and And if you find that you're gonna get aroused with your missus or girlfriend or whatever, and you're gonna be leaking over the place, that may deter you from having sex. So a heads up: use a ring or use a woman's peritype around your dick and end of your dick where your balls is, and that will stop the sexual incontinence. So these are things that the NHS may or may not tell you. If they do tell you this, you have found a good urologist. I'm not taking anything away from my urologist. Like I said, I appreciate the fact that they're probably overworked, undermanned, and I'm still grateful that they're there in the first place, because unlike America, they got to pay for everything, or you got to do everything through your insurance. So I'm not taking anything away from the NHS, but this is a very important heads up. Forewarned is forearmed. If you haven't been diagnosed with prostate cancer and then you find, God forbid, a year later you are, at least you know what to do in advance. At least, because if no one tells you nothing, you could end up going down the road of depression, and God knows what could happen from that, right? So I'm just saving you some misery, right? Things are going good for me. You know, the vacuum pump, boy, thank God for the vacuum pump. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the God of the Bible. I don't really believe in God as such. I'm open to the possibility of something being beyond the stars, but what I've learned about the God of the Bible, horrendous things and stuff, I don't really believe in God. So I use it as a figure of speech, but I no longer believe in the God of the Bible. So, but still, thank God for the vacuum pump. Anyway, so like I said, I don't normally tell you to share my videos, but please share this to those who's in the target group, is men who are over 45 years old, right? Like I said, I don't care about subscriptions. I don't care about how many likes. I don't care how many views this gets. This I don't give a shit. I'm not a teenager or a youngster. I don't need validation by the amount of views. I couldn't give a flying fuck. This is a public service. I'm here to help other guys. So share this with those who need to see it, and that's all I'm asking. I don't care about anything else, right? Whether you like it, whether you give it a thumbs down, I couldn't give a flying fuck. This is so important. It's too important to worry about petty little things that matters to the youngsters. I couldn't give a flying fuck what matters to the youngsters. You know, they're good where they are, but for us older boys, we need to get our shit together, and I need to get this information out. Okay, so sorry for this video being quite long, but it is a very serious subject, and it's something should be taken seriously. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video, and like I said, please share it to the older guys in your family or friends or guys you work with, but let the older guys see this, because they really may need the information that I'm giving. You need any advice, anything, I'm more than happy to give you advice. Just ask me any question, no problem, okay? Right, I will be making a video on how to use a vacuum pump later, but what I may have to do, I may have to put on a private setting, because I may have to include footage of my penis in order for you to know how to use it, okay? But in order not to get banned from YouTube, I'm gonna have to put it on a private setting, and I'll have to leave a link of how to. But like I said, I'm only doing this to help you guys, okay? Right? I may or may not do that. I may, if I find another way. I actually haven't said that. For the sake of making people feel comfortable, what I probably will do, actually, having said that now, I probably won't use footage of my penis. What I'll probably do, I'll probably use like a fruit, like a banana or something, and put it inside the vacuum pump. So yeah, scrub the idea what I said about footage of my penis, because some of you may feel uncomfortable seeing another man's penis. I understand that. So, you know, I'm no homo or nothing, but I get it. So scrap the idea. I'll probably use a banana or some kind of cucumber or something. Okay, right, so there we go. I've waffled on for too long. Gotta go. Gotta get into some Christmas dinner. I'm gonna speak to you later. Bye.